Welcome back. Today is the 8th annual World Autism Awareness Day. Every year, autism organizations around the world find ways to mark the unique day, I should say, with fundraising and awareness-raising events. El Paso is no different. Counselors and teachers at Del Norte Heights Elementary School organized a picnic for some of the children and their parents. They got to enjoy some pizza as well as puppet and magic shows and face painting and a book reading. The picnic was also to recognize the teachers who work with students. One parent we spoke with welcomed the encouragement, but did say it's a challenge.
I have had a hard time. I did go through a lot of, grief and blaming myself, and so I think that up to this day, it may impact a lot of parents, but I think that you just have to learn to accept and find ways to work with them and love them, because they're a gift from God.
Well said. Del Norte Heights Elementary School has 18 students diagnosed with autism. And later this month there will be a run walk for autism and the Speak Up for Autism Information Fair. Joining us now is Bonnie Perez, president of the Autism Society of El Paso. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We heard from a parent who talked about how, it was a little bit difficult for her initially to accept the diagnosis. You have a child with autism.
Yes, I do.
Talk to us a little bit about the journey from learning that your child has to, navigate with autism and how you deal with that.
Well, initially, the first time I heard autism was the day that he was diagnosed. I had no idea what it was. So, I did what pretty much any parent does, is look for information online.
Right.
I went to the library to check out books and just educate myself as much as possible. And I can say that, there's a lot of information available here in El Paso. There's a lot of support groups that do help us.
And you're saying, it's just a question of reaching out to the support groups. You were telling me how sometimes in the Hispanic or in the Mexican community, sometimes there's a stigma about reaching out if you need help with, dealing with a relative who has autism, but that sometimes people are embarrassed, but once they reach out, there's just a variety of resources to help them.
There's a great sense of relief when you hear from another parent, me too. That the stimming, those stereotypical behaviors or maybe the meltdowns, when you hear somebody else say, I go through that too. It's very relieving to hear because you're not alone.
Right.
These parents are not alone, and there's a lot of organizations here in town that are available to support.
Right. And so the 7th annual El Paso Run Walk for Autism is at 8 a.m., right?
Correct.
On April 25th.
April 25th.
Okay, at Ascarate Park.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so anyone can participate?
Anyone. Even those that don't want to wake up that early, because you do have to be there early for parking and stuff. We have a sleep-in donation of $10. They're still giving back, but they get to stay home.
Okay, great. All right, sounds good. And then also you have an information fair, and that one is that one April 12th?
April 12th,
April 12th at Memorial
Speak Up
Park.
for Autism, yes.
Speak Up for Autism Informational Fair, April 12th.
April 12th.
And so what's the purpose of that event specifically?
The purpose of that event is precisely just like the Run Walk, is to have awareness, to have information available to the families. They're going to have exhibitors, they're going to have activities for the kids, and so it's going to be a family-oriented event.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Bonnie. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you have a really good turnout.
I hope so.
April 12th and April 25th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Stay with us.